Fix that. There we go. All right, we're good to go now. All right, welcome to episode 24 of the Film Planet podcast. I'm your host, Nadal.
Jamal.
And today we're going to be breaking down a couple movies. Incredibles 2, Jurassic World, and what we just came back from, Sicario 2.
Soldado.
The Day of the Soldado or Soldado. We're calling it Sicario 2 because it's easier. Yeah. But we're going to talk about those movies. And I mean, that's really all we got for today's episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anything. And then we'll talk about.
I don't think nothing big news wise is gonna happen to after Comic-Con.
Well, I mean, we have Disney to talk about. Actually, there was a new development in that.
Oh, they pretty much sealed the deal.
We'll see about it. The Department of Justice approved a $78 million deal that they threw out, or approved the one that we talked about before, but that means nothing.
The true winner in this is Fox.
Yeah, the true winner, like we said last week, true winner is Fox at the end of the day. I promise you, Fox is going to wait.
Pay for them properties.
Yeah, Fox is going to wait to the very last second to make that payment or to accept that payment. You know,
yeah,
they're going to wait to see what Comcast says. And so we probably won't touch on that other than what we just said there. So let's go ahead and let's start with Incredibles 2. Let's start with that. How would you want to start that? Just kind of.
It lived up to expectations.
Yeah, which is where something happens in that scenario.
I thought it was a good follow-up movie.
Mm-hmm.
I really did. It was a perfect follow-up movie. I think once people leave a movie saying Jack, but I thought the best character was actually Violet and her mom. I think the mom and daughter, Violet and
yeah, you saw more of them.
Helen. I think they were the best characters in the movie.
Yeah, but I would
agree with that.
Excellent
animation.
Oh well, yeah, that was the animation. When he's talking about, people always think the look of it. Other than that look, that palette always looks good in the animation style, like that 60s, 50s kind of era. And then they also did like that golden age, like what people thought the future was going to be is their reality in that universe. Yeah. That always looks good from an animation standpoint. I like the story behind it. That was, to me, was way better than the first story. But also shared similarities as well.
Yeah, it did.
So it wasn't super far removed. And another thing I like about it is because they very easily could have went the route of superheroes are back. They're everywhere again, and they didn't go that route. Superheroes were very much still not highly liked. They
actually did the Civil War story in Captain America Civil War a little better than they did it.
Yeah, they kind of did. You're right.
Yeah, they did it a little better.
Which isn't a bad thing. It's just, we're not knocking Civil War.
Was a good movie.
Yeah, we're just talking about it was an interesting story because a lot of those times you've seen those animated films that they will cover up more adult themes behind that kind of kiddie look, which you see a lot with, like, Robin Williams did it a lot with his jokes in his movies.
Oh, all the time.
A lot of his jokes were very adult, but if you're a kid, you just think it's a dude making a funny voice and acting crazy. So in these
Disney always does.
Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks does it too. Shrek's actually a great example of it.
Yeah.
With a lot of extremely adult content that was behind a kid movie. But overall I liked it. It was fun.
Good villain.
Great villain. It was fun. The villain was not only relevant for that time period that the movie's based in, but also our time period, our generation.
She was good.
So it was a good generational villain. It was a
good villain.
Yeah, it was a really good villain. And then on top of that, the movie was fun in general. So like if you're just a fan,
it's fun. That's the best. I
know the best aspect.
I know people in the MCU, bloggers and critics beat fun in the dirt, especially when talking about the MCU. But to describe The Incredibles, it really was a fun movie. Yeah. And I only have two. I'm telling y'all, it's a near perfect follow up. My only two flaws is Mr. Incredible story arc. I always want to call them Fantastics. They remind me so much of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But Mr. Incredible story arc is kind of similar to the first one.
Oh, it got kind of a guy in denial and
yeah, it's that they just took it from a different angle. Instead of the workforce, he was doing at home parenting,
specifically at home dad.
But overall, the same things were
present.
It were present.
It's almost as he never really resolved anything from within from the first movie.
And I wanted more Frozone.
More Frozone, yes. And I can't remember what's the oldest son. I can't remember the name. Dash. I would love to see more of him as well. Because his character, he's just fun though. When he's on the screen,
I know it's more Helen's story.
Oh, and I get that. I'm just talking about
Jack's story, really.
Because anytime he was on the screen, he did kind of consume the scene.
Yeah.
Because he was just his personality.
He's spunky.
Yeah.
He's Dash.
Yeah, so that's what I like about him. He's just a fun character. When he's on screen, he's fun to watch. And then he's definitely like that age where he's just a boy who it pops into his head, he's saying it.
Oh yeah. It was some funny scenes, and like one of my fun, like it's just like if you have a big family, some of those scenes in the movie
make a lot of sense.
Like the dad embarrassed her in front of a boy that she liked. That was pretty funny. Yeah. It's like you felt embarrassed for it. Like, no, you don't know.
Like at a restaurant, like you're. Well, the movie's been out for a while now.
Oh yeah, I guess.
So I mean, if you haven't seen it, I can't help you there. But when they go to the restaurant, even Dash was kind of like, "Dad, what are you doing, man?"
yeah.
Even he was like, "Come on now, you can't do that."
Yeah.
But it's just funny stuff like that. And he verbally says that while they're at the restaurant. He's just kind of like, "Uh-oh, that happened, didn't it?" So it's just stuff like that. The movie's fun. See it with your family. The way I would recommend to see this movie is with your family. Go with your
close friends.
Obviously go however you want. I'm just saying, like, if you have the opportunity to go with your mom and dad and your brothers or sisters, go with them. Because it kind of be one of those things you lean over, that's you on the screen or something like that. But yeah, I mean, if you were to throw a number on it,
9 out of 10.
Same, 9 out of 10 on there. It's near perfect follow up, especially for something that had a big build up, which you and I argue that what was it? 15 years.
No, 14. 2004.
But yeah, it's like we mentioned it with we use Half-Life 3 as an example when we were texting. At a certain point, do you even want the product? Because it's been hyped up so much. Will it live up to that expectation? And this did. And this is definitely a rare case. If this has ever happened in the time that I can think of, it's maybe happened 5 times. And that's me being generous off the top. That's a number I'm guessing.
Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter.
Yeah, something that took...
What I'm talking about... Me personally, I thought the Deathly Hallows one was better.
Something that came and then we had to wait 10 plus years for it.
Oh, you're talking about like
for example, Han Solo is a great example. He's been built up in people's minds so much.
Oh,
did he live up
I see what you're talking
did his backstory live up to what people's version was?
If that's the case...
You see what I'm saying? Well, that's what I'm trying to compare Incredibles to.
If that's the case... Yeah, about 5 times.
Yeah, so it's... And that's... Honestly, I can't even name those 5. I'm just guesstimating the number 5. But that's... I mean, yeah. If you're going to go see it, see it. If you haven't already seen it, it honestly probably be out in DVD or Blu-ray in the next 3 or 4 months because they turn that stuff out fast now. The next movie that we watched was
Jurassic.
we watched Jurassic. We're going to wait for that last. Because we'll go ahead and review Sicario 2. Day of the Salado. I know I'm probably saying that wrong. But yeah, we just came back from that a couple hours ago. Just like we said before, whenever they announced the trailer a couple months ago.
Like 4 months ago.
4 months ago. That movie, the first one was really good. But the second one is like, why is this happening? Because if you've ever seen the first one, it's its own encompassing story. There's no cliffhanger. It tells its story from beginning to end, and then the movie's over. So they have a sequel to it, or I guess it's almost episodic with these movies. is this is just a whole nother movie in the same universe with same characters, but it wasn't necessary. It didn't need to happen.
It wasn't necessary, and to judge the movie on its own, it was like the other one had an engaging story because you know why? The last story is more engaging. You had a character you really was rooting for, and you really felt for, in Emily Blunt's character. I mean, who was the sympathetic character in this movie? I mean, nobody. They tried to make the girl, but I mean,
ultimately she knew what she was, and she even hinted at it in the very
but the first time you understand it's not fair to her, being in this life, but
she's obviously she knows she's reaping the benefits from it.
But so it was just it was no every, that's the word I'm looking for. There was no every man. And when I say man, you got to be specific these days. When I say man, I'm just talking about man or woman in general.
Yeah,
there's no every man. There's no every man character
no one to relate to.
That I think, but you know, the action was. I thought the action scenes were better in the last one.
Oh yeah, there was more
like that one in the street when they first would.
Right at the border, yeah.
Yeah, like to me that was way more intense.
It was intense. It was scary. You're like, what's happening? They built up. Especially there was less action scenes in the first one, but they were all built up. Like the tension was built, and then they dropped, and then they cut, and then you. It's like you climbed to the top of the stairs, and then you got pushed. Once you got it built up that intensity. Whereas the second one was you could tell, like, he made a good comment. He said the second one was very Hollywood. They basically turned it into a crime drama, and then threw an action elements into it.
Yeah, and the other one was really like a
slow, gritty burn, and it was trying to drive home the point. This world is dirty.
Yeah,
and this one had that same feeling, but not to the same extent.
They sensationalized it a bit.
Yeah, they made it almost
hip. It wasn't hip. Because, you know, when you watch, it's one of my biggest arguments with The Godfather versus Goodfellas. They're both great movies.
Yeah.
This is not an example of that. One is a great movie. Another one is a decent. It's definitely watchable, but it's nothing that you're going to remember. Yeah. But I always use this example, like Godfathers and Goodfellas. A lot of people I know like Goodfellas more because it's a more Hollywood stylistic view of the mafia. It's funny, it's fun. The Godfather is showing you the ins and outs, the ups, the downs, the pitfalls. Even in Goodfellas, when they showed the pitfalls, they did it in almost like a wink at the camera way. Like Leota was like, yeah, I'm in witness protection, but I used to run this place. Look, I'm above the law.
Yeah.
And then in The Godfather, they're showing...
Casino's a great example of that as well.
Yeah, they're doing it like, you know, when he had to kill Fredro, like, it's like, this dude's about to kill his brother.
Yeah. It was gut-wrenching. You felt it in your gut. The first one was like that. You felt it like...
when they closed the door when he first became the Don.
Yeah.
And he lied straight to his wife. His wife was like, so you're not in your father's business. Like, no.
It hurts.
And then you close the door. But that's what we're saying about these two movies.
It made you connect on a different level, whereas this one, it drove home the point that...
It didn't celebrate the mafia lifestyle. The Godfather didn't.
It's like, you shouldn't like this. It should make you not want to ever be involved or bring your family into it.
Same with
that's what the Sicario 2. That's what Sicario 1 was about. It was like, you don't understand. It's not black and white.
Yeah,
it's not black and white.
And this movie showed that too, but they did it in almost a more sensational manner.
Yeah,
like it was a decision he made and this is fresh movie, so I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah,
but it's a decision he did at the end, and I'm like, if you watch the first one, he wouldn't have did that.
Even if the whole movie, he wouldn't suggest that he would do that.
Yeah.
So it was just it was like, it was almost like the director's like, well, let me get my last little thing in there since it's like, this is a great way to say it.
It was Hollywood.
The first one, the studio let them do their thing. The second one, the studio realized that the first one made money, so they're like, well, we got to protect our investment. So you could see the studio's hands were in there.
Yeah.
And the way I describe that is, if you watch the first one and the second one, I'd actually watch the second one first and then go back and watch the first one, and the tone is different. It's two different tonalities in that movie, which depending on what you like is good or bad. But for us personally, this movie didn't perform.
I would enjoy this movie a lot more if I didn't see the first Sicario.
Yeah.
Period.
It's.
I would enjoy it a lot more if I didn't see the first Sicario.
Because they set up a great universe. Well, not great. Not a great universe. That they're basically
the first Sicarios was not only a great movie. It was probably top 5 movie the year it came out. I think it came out 2015,
15 or 16.
Yeah, and it was like top
it was
5
really
movie
good.
that movie. And so
it was 15 because it came out the same time that Arnold Schwarzenegger that was very similar movie came out.
So what would your rating be
for that, man? I probably honestly I give it a solid 7 out of 10. No, 6.5.
I give it a 6.9.
6.9. Yeah, it's just I like because I do like some of those characters in there. They're it's cool to see it. To me personally, when I see like military type stuff when they're moving in formation like that, to me it's pretty cool.
And it was some funny. It was some.
There was a kind of.
That wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was funny.
If you haven't figured us out by now, weird things will make us laugh. That probably shouldn't, but. They do.
Josh Brolin is
he
funny. Plays douche good.
Yeah, he's really good at it. And lastly, Jurassic World. That let's talk about their animatronics dinosaur that were maybe in the movie 3 times. That's a joke, by the way, because they bragged about having animatronics in the movie. Most of it's CG.
Let me take this.
Go ahead. No,
let me take this.
Go for it.
Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies of all time. And this franchise is going down Fast and Furious territory fast. Pun intended. Like, it was better than Jurassic World.
Yeah.
I will say that. But, dog, I've never met scientists and creators so stupid. I'm not even talking about the playing God aspect because scientists and people do that in real life.
Yeah.
I'm talking about some of the irrational, logical decisions that protagonists make in the movie. Like our friend pointed out, like these might be the most irrational protagonists ever in a movie, and I can't disagree. And it was just like, bruh, like the movie, it was entertaining. I'm not saying it wasn't entertaining, but it was like,
from a logical standpoint, it's hard to just
from
sit
this to this.
It's just a bunch of people repeating. They even hint at this.
Can I ask you this? I want to ask anybody who's. Okay. I want to ask you this seriously. This is a serious question.
Okay.
What was the purpose of the film? Like every film, even the last film we talked about, Sicario, as unnecessary as that,
but Sicario, it had a purpose in there.
It was a purpose. Sicario too.
Yeah.
Really, what was the purpose of this film?
That to make money.
I'm not talking about.
I get what you're saying. Like the plot of the movie. What was the story telling? What was it trying to drive home?
Weaponized dinosaurs. Then I already do.
That's the whole point of the first one. That was the whole point of the first one. Is they have a guy training raptors to listen to human command.
And now it's just so, because they tried to reinvent it like this is a new thing, weaponizing dinosaurs. Chris Pratt and them already knew it. Like, why y'all trying to make like this is something different from Jurassic World? Like,
and it wasn't. It was, the sequel is very much the same.
It was entertaining.
The movie's fun to watch. Like Chris Pratt alone, the man can carry a movie and make it entertaining.
He will. I will say that I couldn't, in Jurassic World, him included, Owen, Claire, the boys, I didn't care for the characters. In this one, I actually like the characters. Like,
yeah, they're fun to watch.
As irrational and dumb as some of the decisions they make, I did enjoy them as characters. I did like the Indoraptor more than the last hybrid from the Jurassic World. They improved upon the movie. It was just, at this point, it's like, and it's, you know what this
where are they taking the universe? That's
yes.
Let's hold on the review real quick. I want to because should we just go ahead and talk about what it is? If you're in the chat
you
right now,
saved it for last.
So I'm gonna save it for last. If you're in the chat right now, or you're gonna intend to watch this movie or watch this video later on YouTube, I'm about to spoil something. So fair warning: stop now, watch the movie, and come back and watch
Spoiler alert.
So spoiler alert: the end of the movie clearly hinted at like a post-apocalyptic, dinosaurs are now ruling the earth kind of world.
Planet of the Apes,
yeah,
bruh.
With dinosaurs. And I'm sitting here, I'm just like, how does that... At a certain point, a studio will try to keep a franchise alive for no reason. And that's all Jurassic World is. I don't understand the point of doing something like that. Because that's where they're going with this movie, with the franchise.
They're doing the Planet of the Apes route.
And I'm just like, I don't like that. I really don't. It's not a real person. They just got spammed though, so it's all good. But no, it's you know, I just, you know, one thing I don't understand is why they even, what's the point of going that direction with the movie or with the franchise? That's what I'm asking you. What's the purpose of that?
I guess when Jeff Goldblum, Ian Malcolm, I know the actual character.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies. But I guess when he was in the courthouse and he was like, he was pretty much saying, you know, if we're not careful, they'll be over, you know, they'll take over.
Yeah.
So I guess they was leaning into Jurassic World 3, like he said, it's going to be this post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
So my question, the reason I say this is all over the place is, what's the point of our antagonists? They're actually the antagonists.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what is the point of following these heroes when ultimately it's their fault? Yes, weaponizing the dinosaurs was a horrible, inhumane thing, but they were controlled.
Yeah.
Now our heroes of the movie pretty much has opened Pandora's box.
Yeah.
And put civilization at extinction. You know what it reminds me of?
What?
That's the most slept on movie we've seen recently, the sci-fi Life.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense, yeah.
Like what's his name was like, don't open it. Jake
Gyllenhaal,
yeah.
And they opened it anyway.
Yeah.
Which, in that
case, it was
a little bit different. It's like, there's a human being here, we gotta help him.
Yeah. But it's still kind of, you get where
I get your point, yeah. But yeah, no, I don't get the point of that. I mean, I want to see it just from because they're gonna make it. Let's be honest, they're making it.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
But I'm interested to know where they actually want to go with it. Because obviously the way they showed it.
Owen is Mark Wahlberg now?
I guess
Charleston Heston, pretty much.
I guess. Well, basically, he's good if Guardians of the Galaxy goes.
And I'm sorry, I know Velociraptors are smart, but do I need him and Blue having a sentimental moment? Damn.
Oh yeah, they don't.
That was cheesy.
At the end of the day, that's a dinosaur, man.
I'm like, oh, bruh.
Yeah, that was funny to watch. I was just like, oh, okay.
And I did like Blue more. I hated the concept of Blue in the first movie. Yeah. In this movie, I liked her more.
Yeah.
I still don't like the concept of raptors being controlled by anybody because they're so hyper intelligent and they pretty much. They say the Tyrannosaurus is the apex predator, but if you watch the movies, you know the apex predator is a velociraptor.
Well, we've seen the velociraptor beat up on basically every dinosaur villain that they've had.
It's like a group of piranhas.
Yeah, it's
with a brain.
Well, they even in the movie like the velociraptor is the second smartest animal on the planet, and obviously insinuating that we're number one.
Yeah.
But that one can kill us easily. But no, it's the movie's fun. If you're gonna watch it, try IMAX and watch it. Just because it's cool to see the dinosaurs in IMAX. But anything,
I mean, we want to break it.
We want to break it down, but
it's really nothing to break down. If you, this franchise at this point is really the Fast and Furious franchise. You either like it, you just find it there, or you don't. It's not. It's nothing special. I'll say this. Like I said, the action was fun. Chris Pratt was good. Like all the characters were cool. They were cool to watch. But the story, it's just nothing to really break down. Like
there's nothing.
Basically, the title describes it.
It has no substance.
And the title doesn't go with the movie.
Oh
Here's why. the title of the movie is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Obviously, the dinosaur kingdom is coming back.
Yeah.
So why would you call it?
Well, I think that was the end of the movie. Our kingdom is falling, the human race. I'm giving it a benefit of the doubt with that one guy.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's a weird title to have for one specific scene in a movie at the very, 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 very end of it.
So maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
No, but it's a fun movie to watch. Take your kids to go see it. That's definitely a movie like when I saw Jurassic Park the first time in theaters, my dad took me to go see it.
Yeah.
I still remember when Jurassic Park 3 came out. My dad picked us up from school and we went straight to the movie theater, my brothers and I. And my dad, of course, and we watched it there. So Jurassic Park, that universe is always it's a big screen movie, 100%.
Oh, definitely.
If you're gonna see
it's a popcorn flick.
If you're gonna see it for the first time, check it out in the theater. Because unless you're a millionaire, you're not gonna have anything at your house that's gonna do it justice for the grand scheme of it. Story wise, it's turn your brain off and have fun.
Yeah, that's what this movie is.
I'm not even gonna give it a number. I'm just gonna turn your brain off and have fun.
I'm gonna give it a number because I'm that dude.
Give it a number.
I'm gonna give it a 6.4.
6.4. Okay. I mean that's it for this week's podcast. I'm going to Comic-Con here. Was it the 19th? I leave on July 19th. So that there probably won't be a podcast that week. The following week we'll obviously have a podcast. There might be some movie reviews because I think we'll have Mission Impossible.
And I'm going to see. He'll be at Comic-Con.
Yeah. But
I'll probably go see The Equalizer.
Yeah.
And it's something else coming out while you at Comic-Con.
Oh, well, no, this comes out before Comic-Con, so that doesn't matter.
We'll be able to review Ant-Man and the Wasp, and we'll be able to review
what's that? The call center movie. I can't remember the name right now.
Oh yeah.
Where he does the white voice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big controversy. You see the big controversy about him?
About that actor or the movie?
He was rapping homophobic.
Is he a rapper?
No, he was just rapping a verse, and they said and he was trying to be woke. Man, look. I'm not going to get into it because this ain't a political podcast, but actors, actresses, directors, if it ain't about your property,
why are you speaking?
Don't.
Yeah.
I for real.
You're entitled to your opinion, but keep it to yourself and your close friends and your family.
Yeah, dude.
Like we would. You know what I mean?
I post, but I'm just saying, you're saying
you post to Facebook. It's not like you're posting to the world.
You're saying in that position. Because
that's like if I had 1 million followers and then I posted something like that. It's different than I'm posting it to my Facebook.
Because
friends.
Some people, Hollywood right now ain't playing. People getting canceled, some deservedly so. And people getting canceled, some undeservedly so. So what I'm trying to say is not trying to...
Dot your I's, cross your T's. Be careful.
So...
But I mean, it's. I still want to go see the movie. I'm gonna go.
And don't be a homophobe.
Yeah,
I'm not. Don't be homophobic. But
I'm
just
saying,
be
happy, but leave people alone.
I'm just saying, like, keep your opinions to yourself.
Yeah,
bro.
let people do what they want to do. It's not hurting you. It's not a problem.
Keep your money rolling.
Yeah, but no, it's gonna be a busy month just for Comic-Con in general. Because we already know it's confirmed we're getting a Aquaman trailer.
Shazam possibly.
New
Venom.
Which well no, we're gonna get I'm probably gonna do the Hall H for Sony so you're gonna have the Spider-Verse movie and Venom there. So we might see something new out of both of those. They both come out this year, so there's only so much they're gonna show us. And then Aquaman, obviously we have, other than the screenshots, nothing else. So that we'll get that trailer. That'll probably be the big thing coming out of Comic-Con that we know for sure will happen. Obviously, it's Comic-Con. Anything could happen. But no, we'll talk about that. Anything I saw, just the experience at Comic-Con, because there's a lot more stuff coming out of that.
He talking like he going next week. We got time, bro.
Hey, man.
Next week, we got Ant-Man and the Wasp and then Skyscraper. But he's right. We'll probably have a huge podcast
in July
for Comic-Con.
July's a big month.
And like right now, because of life, we were getting followers. Now we kind of holding the L. But I'm telling you, when we come, we coming. We're coming.
It'll be there. It's a grind.
We're coming. Trust me.
Anyways,
we'll be. And I said this, and I'm really gonna start doing it. He needs to too. We are both Twitter heads, and we need to start being more active on Twitter. I promise.
The film side of Twitter.
I will start commenting more. 15 J Mall.
Well, it's in the YouTube description.
And his is nerdy and follow us, man. Seriously,
yeah, follow us on Twitch, YouTube. Talk with us on what you agree with, what you disagree with. I try to watch the comments as much as possible.
And Film Planet Pod.
Yeah, Film Planet Pod. But all the links for Twitter and everything are going to be in the description below. So
yeah.
But yeah, hit that like button so you get the subscribe button, all that. Hit like, comment, share it with your friends and family or people you would think would enjoy the podcast. But that's this week's episode. Peace.